you very much for the generous introduction. Magandang hapon po sa ating lahat. Bago po ang lahat, I would like to thank CCAP, the organizer, President Anthony Dizon, for inviting the Department of Agriculture to present plans and programs of the department and how it could assist the cold chain industry, which is a very key component of the agri value chain that has been mentioned over and over again by the President of the Philippines. My presentation will be in 5 parts. First, just to put things in context, I will present the state of the Philippine agriculture and the fisheries sector, and then it will be followed by the challenges confronting the sector. Then, what is the Department of Agriculture planning to do to overcome all these challenges? Then the policy and key programs that will strengthen the agri-value chain, and with that would be strengthening also the cold chain services. And the last one will be the ways forward. Over the last decade, development of the country's agriculture sector has been slow and erratic, and I think all of you would really say yes to that. Lagging behind industry and the services sector. On the average, the agriculture sector only managed to grow at an average annual rate of 1.1% from 2012 to 2020, which is lower than the 5.1 and 5.7% of the industry and the services sector respectively. Nonetheless, if you can look at the graph at the lower portion of the slide, the agri sector has been on a decline from 4.3% in 2017 to the negative growth rate during the pandemic, 2019 and 2020. But after the pandemic, we saw a slight improvement, 0.3% in 2021, and then in 2022, but that was followed by a 2.1%, which provides us with some optimism that if we are going to do the interventions that we have been doing the last year, more and better implementation of these interventions, I think we have some optimism to sustain that growth rate in the agriculture sector. What is shown here is the total agricultural trade. While it is increasing, the expansion has been uneven. Agricultural exports have been relatively stagnant and only made up of 9.5% of the country's total export earnings, on the average from 2012 to 2022. For the same period, the country's annual agricultural export earnings averaged $6.2 billion, increasing at an annual average rate of about 5.1% over the 10-year period 2012 to 2022. Top agricultural exports, and you know very well about this, still include the coconut oil, other coconut products such as desiccated coconut, and copra oil cake, as well as bananas, pineapple, and pineapple products, and tuna. So it's still the same for several years. It hasn't really diversified so much. But again, there are optimism, because more recently, we're able to capture China market for our durian, are peeling up to 27 European countries, and there is now a resumption of shallots export to Indonesia after it has logged from, I think, for almost 10 years. On the other hand, the country's total agricultural imports nearly tripled in 2022 at USD 19.3 billion from USD 8.2 billion in 2012, increasing at an average annual rate of about 9.1% during the same period. In recent years, the country has authorized the timely and calibrated importation of selected commodities such as rice, sugar, onion, and fish to help augment local production and stabilize the supply and prices of agri-fishery commodities. So it's really clear that the Philippine agricultural trade balance has consistently been in deficit, and worse is that it has widened over time. The erratic and slow progress of the agriculture and fisheries sector can be attributed to a number of new and long-standing challenges. I think many of us are very much aware of this. Low productivity growth is a major contributing factor to the sector's weak performance. This is partly a result of the continued fragmentation of agricultural lands, making it challenging to achieving economies of scale. The low adoption of efficient farming practices and modern technologies. The small-scale nature of operations limits investment capacity, access to credit, and the ability to implement efficient mechanization, irrigation systems, and other productivity-enhancing measures. In addition, there has been delayed infrastructure development and weak forward linkages in the manufacturing sector as well as in the export sectors, contributing to challenges related to high logistics and marketing costs and huge post-harvest losses. Gaps in the country's rural road infrastructure, insufficient post-harvest and marketing facilities, many are even outdated, create deficiencies in the supply chain. In the same way, inadequate processing and post-harvest facilities, such as warehouses and cold chain infrastructure, also reduce the quality, shelf life, and the value of agricultural and fishery products, leading to potential wastage and missed market opportunities. These challenges also hinder the sector's potential for value addition and market expansion. Climate change, of course, and the occurrence of more frequent adverse and extreme weather events cause widespread devastation in both the coastal and agricultural lands. The growth of the livestock and poultry sector, on the other hand, is constrained by the continued presence of the African swine fever and the avian influenza. Further contraction in the sector's growth in recent years has been attributed to the trade disruptions caused by the COVID-19 pandemic and the higher prices of key inputs as a result of the geopolitical conflicts. These challenges are perhaps the very reason why the President selected to head the agriculture sector. In his first State of the Nation address, he said he highlighted the importance of the country's agriculture in fueling growth and employment and recognized its critical role in the country's recovery and post-pandemic development. In this regard, the President ordered the Department of Agriculture to swiftly address the gaps in food security, the spike in prices, the impact of looming global food crisis, and the wrath of brought about by climate change and other natural disasters. Short and long-term medium measures have been identified by the department to address these challenges and to respond to his 8-point economic agenda, which aims to reinvigorate the economy through the creation of more quality and green jobs, protect the purchasing power of families,